Hey everyone, and welcome back to another news alert. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and thank you so much for tuning into Boyd News. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more updates like this. And feel free to support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description below the video. All right, well, I've got a massive story out of the Black Sea. We have news coming out that two sanctioned Russian oil tankers have caught fire in the Black Sea just off the coast of Turkey. Reports indicate that the tankers may have suffered explosions due to the ship striking sea mines. I have the latest details to share with you today. Here's that new update on your screen. It says two sanctioned Russian Shadow Fleet oil tankers suffer explosions. Two sanctioned tankers caught fire in the Black Sea on Friday after reporting external impacts off the Turkish coast, with all crew members reported safe as Turkish rescue units responded. Yeah, huge rescue operation coming from Turkey today, right off their coast, just on the southwestern side of the Black Sea near Istanbul. We had reports of two sanctioned oil tankers for the Russian Shadow Fleet that have caught fire, and apparently they're stating it was external impacts. And I've got news today that indicates it could have been sea mines that caused these explosions. They were reporting some sort of smoke and fire coming from the engine rooms. Now, it's interesting because we've reported in the past that these oil tankers are catching on fire. We know that a lot of these sanctioned vessels that Russia uses for their shadow fleet to transport oil around the world are not well maintained. Many of them don't even have insurance. So many times these have caught fire in the Black Sea, some of them even sinking at times, splitting up into two under major storms. So we know these things are a major threat to the environment. And once again, we've got reports that some of these tankers could be sinking here very soon. But I wonder if they were struck by sea mines. I guess we'll find out very soon, but I'll show you guys that information today. Also, stick around till the end of this report, as I have an updated video to show all of you regarding the failed missile launch that Russia carried out earlier today. The new video shows the entire launch and failure and missile crashing into the ground near the Yasny missile site in Russia's Orenburg Oblast. Yeah, I showed you guys a video of that earlier today. It was a much shorter video, probably about 20 seconds or so, but this one's about close to a minute long, and it shows the missile going all the way up and then back down as it looks like it did malfunction, crashing and exploding. So we'll show you that here towards the end of this video. Let's go ahead and jump into the report. Let me talk about these two sanctioned vessels that caught fire today. This is going to be on the Maritime Executive. It says Turkey's maritime director reports explosions on two sanctioned tankers. This coming out today, November 28th, 2025, right here. It says Turkey is mounting a rescue mission after reporting explosions and a fire on one or possibly two tankers in the Black Sea. Details remain sketchy, with Turkey's General Directorate of Maritime Affairs reporting the first explosion aboard a tanker named Kairos, and 30 minutes later reporting a second tanker named Virat in a different position of the Black Sea reported being hit. The common factor is that both vessels are sanctioned tankers, with one believed to be heading to Russia's Novorossiysk port to load another cargo. The second tanker cited in the reports was holding in the Black Sea for orders. Both vessels cited are Chinese owned, and their last known flags were Gambia. That's going to be a country in West Africa. The Kairos, according to the reports, notified the Turkish authorities of an external impact causing explosion and fire. The media is widely reporting that the vessel likely hit a mine in the Black Sea and that the explosion occurred in the engine room. The ship has 25 crew members aboard, with some reports suggesting there are injuries. So that tells me that the Russians have been mining up the Black Sea, or maybe it was Ukraine. I don't really know who was putting these mines over there. But that's crazy. These mines are floating all the way down to the southwestern portion of the Black Sea, and now starting to affect some of these oil tankers that are traversing through Turkey to get into the Black Sea. So I wonder if we're going to see a lot of ships starting to be afraid to go into these waters, considering we had two of these that were reportedly possibly struck by these sea mines today. So it says here the tanker was reported to be approximately 28 nautical miles north of the Turkish coast and approximately 52 miles from the Bosphorus. Evacuation was reported to be underway with 12 tugs as well as vessels from the Turkish Coast Guard heading for the stricken tanker. The tanker was built in 2002 and in the past had been cited for its runs between Russia and India. The European Union sanctioned the ship in May 2025 while it was operating under the name Katyuska, and the UK followed, listing the vessel in July 2025. Quasis lists the vessel as sold in August to a Chinese company, Alafia Trading. The flag of the vessel was reported as Gambia, but is now listed as unknown. And it says here, half an hour later, the ministry posted its second report naming the tanker Virat, another sanctioned tanker, saying it was hit approximately 35 nautical miles offshore in the Black Sea. Rescue units and a commercial vessel have been dispatched to the scene, with the ministry saying heavy smoke has been detected in the engine room. It said there were 20 crew members aboard and they were in good condition. So yeah, we are hearing that everybody aboard these ships appear to be okay. There is some reports also from the Kairos ship, I think is how it's pronounced, over here, Kairos, that apparently there could have been some people being injured, but as far as we know, nobody has lost their lives, which is good to hear. These people on these ships are safe and they're being rescued at this time. But yeah, it makes you wonder because we have heard reports of explosions inside of engine rooms before. Excuse me, sometimes even some of these tankers sitting at ports catching on fire and exploding. So was it an external explosion from a possible sea mine, or are we having some sort of sabotage on the inside of these engine rooms, or is it possibly even due to the lack of maintenance and upkeep on these ships that we are clearly warned about all the time? Finally, says here, like the first tanker in the reports, the Virat is also listed with an unknown flag after previously reporting Gambia. Built in 2018, the ship is also reported as also having been sold to a Chinese company in January 2025. The United States sanctioned the vessel in January 2025 for transporting Russian oil, and the EU followed with a listing in July and the UK in September 2025. Okay, so crazy news. Two sanctioned Russian oil tankers catching fire in the Black Sea today, right off the coast of Turkey. What's happening here? Where do these explosions come from? Were they sea mines or something else that caused these ships to go up in flames? But nonetheless, huge hits to Russia. We already know Russia's having a huge problem right now trying to export oil out of their nation. Many of their ports are being destroyed by Ukraine. Many of their oil refineries are going down for repairs due to drone strikes. We just had reports last night that the Saratov oil refinery came under attack again, which is a massive oil refinery inside of Russia. So this is only going to complicate things even further for the Russians. They're going to be losing more money as now some of their Shadow Fleet tankers, are down and possibly destroyed and can no longer ship their oil. So crazy news today. Now let's jump on over to X. I want to give you guys a quick update on this story with this missile today that the Russians had fired. So take a look at this. War Translated. New footage of the failed Russian rocket launch, possibly a UR-100N ICBM with Avangard hypersonic warhead or a Sarmat missile, according to Military and other sources. Yeah, a lot of speculation as to what type of missile has been fired today. Many people are saying it was a possible Sarmat or Satan II ICBM. That is nuclear capable. And if it is, this is another failed launch, as just last year in September of 2024, the Russians tried to launch one of these and it actually blew up inside of the missile silo. So I want to show you this video now. It's about a minute long. It's going to show this missile going all the way up and then malfunctioning, turning back around, and then crashing back into the ground. Take a look at this real quick.
Да ну нахуй. Что за... А, нихуя, я думал вниз полетит.
Упало что-то.
Да это...
Да, пизда.
В натуре?
Да, ты чё, она падает уже все.
Ебать.
Держись.
Да ну нахуй. Ебать. Бля, держите меня, я снимаю. Да ну нахуй, бля.
Че, упало?
Да.
Упало.
Бах.
Машину, защиту, бегом!
All right, so we can see this group of people here just casually watching this missile go up into the skies, malfunction. You can see it starting to spin around already. And at some point, it looks like it separates into two pieces. Another part falls off, and the missile crashes back into the ground and explodes. So huge failure for the Russians here again today. Just wanted to share this video with you and update you on that. as the video that we had earlier was much shorter and only showed a small portion of it, with this missile crashing back into the ground with that massive explosion. We also know there was like purple smoke coming from this area, possibly indicating some sort of chemicals were on board as well. So guys, let me know what you think, what kind of missile that was being test fired today. Again, a lot of people think it was a Sarmat or Satan II missile ICBM that could have a nuclear warhead attached to it. We do know that the Russians could be testing nuclear weapons, as we know that Donald Trump, the U.S. president, recently claimed that the U.S. would start testing their missile defense system, especially nuclear-capable missiles. Is this Russia now doing the same thing, possibly testing the Sarmat missile? If it is, yet again, another failed experiment of that missile. So guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in for today's update, and I hope you all have a wonderful Friday out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about all these details down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.